This is my Bronco, running a completely different suspension setup than what most people run. These are ride shocks, and after running Keens for a long time, I wanted to see how these compare against some of the biggest names in off-road suspension. Today, we're testing them in the desert, daily driving them on the road, and breaking down what actually makes them different and sets them apart from the competition. Stay tuned.
Now, for a long time, I've run Keen shocks on my Bronco, and honestly guys, they're one of the best performing, capable out-of-the-box shocks that were available at the time for Bronco as well as other platforms. But over time, through tuning my shocks, my Keens, and developing a relationship with Accutune, I learned of a new brand of shock coming out through Accutune called Ride Shocks. And well, they were doing things a little bit differently. Now, Ride Shocks, they're not just building a generic bolt-on and go coilover. They are using their years of tuning expertise through tuning multiple various types of shocks through Accutune to develop a platform-specific shock tuned for each vehicle. And in this video, we're going to be talking about specifically the Bronco. So there's a few differences, but let's focus on the specifics. Ride Shocks pride themselves on offering vehicle-specific tuning to the shock to you. As we know, as I've said before, treat your shocks like a suit, a finely tailored suit. You're not going to just buy a suit off the shelf and it's going to fit you perfectly. You're going to have a tailor make some adjustments and alter it to your body type. The same thing with shocks. You shouldn't just buy a performance shock off the shelf, bolt it on, and think you're good to go. It'll work, but you might not be getting the best out of that shock and the performance it could offer. So you tune the shock to adapt to your vehicle, your build, and your driving style. Now, Ride Shocks takes that out of the equation by offering it prior to buying the shock. You just tell them what your build is, they will tune it in shop before they ship it out to you. And they have some pre-settings as well, like I said, the weight range 1 and 2, to kind of get you in a really good ballpark without even worrying about the other fine tuning afterward. So Ride Shocks really prides themselves on the vehicle specific tuning and giving you that control out of the box for running these things. And there's also a big difference in how their adjusters work. So let's talk about their adjusters. So going over like a Keen shock, for example, because everyone knows that name, Keen shocks have a single compression adjuster on them. It's a mid compression adjuster. It's just an all-around adjuster. On mine, it was about 24 clicks of compression. And the knob was actually very easy to turn. It had defined clicks, but it doesn't give you that fine tune that you can get with other companies like Ride Shocks, for example. I also noticed on the Keens that when I went through the clicks of adjustment, because there were so many, you didn't really feel the difference between the clicks, especially in the high speed stuff. It helped on the low speed, but not so much the quick whoop eating stuff, which I like to do. Now on Ride Shocks though, they offer high speed and low speed compression settings, or their DPA adjusters, which stands for dual piston adjustment. Now on the Ride Shocks platform, they have 2 adjusters on each shock, like I said, high speed and low speed. Each adjuster has its own piston that it's operating, which allows them to really fine tune that internal shock tune at the shop before they ship them to you, which is more than other companies like Keen offer. They also have 12 clicks of adjustment per piston or per adjuster. So let's say the high speed has 12 and the low speed has 12. That's not as many clicks, but they really dove into the technology and figuring out a good range that they wanted to have that you could alternate through. And honestly guys, I feel the difference, which I did not feel on the Keens. Like on these adjusters, I go from 1, 2, 3, 4, and I feel that difference. Even in just differences of 1 to 2 clicks, I can feel. The one downside with the adjusters, I will say, they do feel very mushy. It's hard to discern the clicks of adjustment. So it's not just jump out, start cranking it, and you're good to go. It's not like a click, click, click. It's actually like a mush you have to push through, and it's a very soft click. So you have to pay attention, and you get that click, and you have to pay attention to feel it. But when you get it dialed, it really does make a difference, which I'll take the mushy clickiness as long as I'm actually getting that performance that they say they give.
Action.
So now I don't want to get too far into the weeds on the difference between high speed and low speed and how the compression works and how the technology and the shock works. They did a lot of stuff with the fluid that sets them apart, the tuning, like I said. They did a lot of magic with the up travel and the down travel on the shock to make sure it stays within the parameters of the Bronco IFS and Toyota and whatever other companies they make them for too. Something that, you know, Keen doesn't necessarily do. Keen, it overextends your CV on the Bronco, and a lot of people with the Keen shocks and some other companies were actually breaking axles as a result of that. On the ride, they've got that dialed in. You're not going to be overextending anything. And they built them around the 37s. You can run the 35s, no problem. But they designed it so the up travel is not going to allow that 37-inch tire to stuff into your fender, which is honestly pretty smart. And it's nice not having to worry about the tire stuffing. As far as the compression settings, they have the articles on their website. I'm going to link them down below so you can go check out the comments and go explore for yourself what the written differences are. But think of it as like high speed is talking about the shaft travel speed. So how fast that shaft is traveling in the shock. High speed means you're hitting like a whoop at high speed and the shaft is jarring up into the shock body. That's high speed. Low speed is going to be like normal driving or a sloping speed bump where it's kind of settling. Low speed is going to mainly control how it feels as a daily driver, and also hitting just some smaller whoops, some undulations, and your brake diving and your roll as well, your cornering of the vehicle. And your high speed is going to be hitting whoops at like 50 miles an hour. So think of it that way, just a bird's eye view of how that works. So all this relates to is you have a really good amount of adjustment that's usable with the ride shocks. I love it. I've been playing with the settings, trying different things, and it's been phenomenal. You can feel the difference. So you'll see some shots of me brake diving and cornering, and sway bar is going to help the most with cornering. And I just want to note that I have removed both of my sway bars, so it does roll a little bit more in the corners, but I like that better for when I rock crawl. I get a little bit better articulation there. So that's just how I run my Bronco, but I wouldn't recommend everyone delete their sway bars. All right, so let's start talking about daily driving impressions, because honestly, most people are going to be driving this Bronco on the road with these shocks. The first thing I noticed was roll stability. Now, when I had the Keen shocks, they did pretty well, but I really had to slow down in the corners, especially without having sway bars, because I took them off. Now with the ride shocks, I can actually corner really well. It's still a truck. I don't have sway bars. There's going to be roll, but I can hit corners with much more confidence. It feels more planted. So yeah, I'd say it's an improvement for sure over the ride shocks and even over the original Sasquatch that I had as well. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is brake dive. People like to talk about brake dive and how the suspension affects that. With the ride shocks over the Sasquatch and the Keen shocks I had before this, it does really well. There's noticeably less brake dive. It does depend on your compression settings. You can dial up that low speed if you want to get a little bit less of that brake dive. And you have a much more controlled and planted feel when you brake as well as when you're rolling. Now on this Bronco, I do have the dual sport tune. That is going to be the stiffer of the two options they offer. It's going to have much more control in the whoop sections and high-speed off-roading, but you're going to sacrifice a little bit in daily driver comfortability. Now, I thought it was honestly going to be stiffer than it actually is. I've been pleasantly surprised with how well it does handling rough roads. But when you hit a pothole, yeah, you're going to feel it. I would say it's like a stiff truck ride, but it's very composed and it handles well. The other thing too is it's adjustable, so you can dial down to full soft on your compression settings on both high speed and low speed, and you're really going to allow that suspension to work, smooth out the ride for on-road. But then when you go off-road, you can crank them up and get that more performance-oriented adjustability. But if on-road comfort is key for you, get the Adventure Tune. Okay, so you guys have heard, you've seen like the dual sport again for the off-road is where it shines. The Adventure Tune, the softer tune they offer from the factory, if you guys are going to be a daily driver and you just prize that comfort feeling, that stuff is plush. I'm going to have a video comparing Adventure Tune to dual sport soon. I'm just looking for a Bronco with the Adventure Tune to directly compare with. But having ridden in one, I'll just say this right now, it's plush. We were on cobblestone streets, ate it up. Now this is the dual sport tune because I like to off-road. I do daily the Bronco and it does well on the streets, but off-road is where it really shines. So with the dual sport tune, I'm actually night and day difference between the Keen shocks and these. Like, I can hit whoops at speeds I was never able to do. The Bronco feels controlled, it feels planted. There's not a lot of bucking or bouncing or any of that kind of road chatter that really jars you on the trail. That's practically non-existent. I'm much more composed and I feel like I have way more control over the trail than I did with my previous setups, both with the Keens and then the stock Sasquatch prior to that. I've been very impressed with how this thing handles the whoops at speed. Again, it's just a mid travel. So like, you're still limited in what you can hit, right? This isn't long travel. This isn't a buggy. This is a off the showroom floor Bronco with bolt-on mid travel shocks. And I'm able to hit whoops at up to 60, sometimes 70 miles an hour, just depending on the whoops. Obviously, I'm not hitting buggy whoops that are 2-3 feet tall, right? But I could do some stuff that I wasn't able to hit before. So that's been very impressive. So if I can leave you with one thing regarding the high-speed off-road whoop performance of this suspension, is confidence, guys. It builds confidence in your driving, which just makes you honestly makes you a better driver, because if you have confidence to hit things, then you just feel better about your driving. You're more planted, you can take corners. It's just miles better. Now, don't get too confident, don't get me wrong, don't go do something stupid, but I've been very happy with this. Like, I can genuinely say it's been fantastic, huge difference. I love it. Again, read the articles, they go into depth about all the differences, and just read through that stuff. It's great reading, and you'll learn a lot about how to use the adjusters, what the tuning means, what tuning could be right for you based on what you're running on your Bronco, or give them a call. You can call Ride Shocks or Accutune. They'll both be knowledgeable. It's honestly the same company, just two different companies under the same roof, but it's the same people. Great people to work with. Check them out, give them a call. So kind of to close, I want to go over that there's a lot of things people consider when they're looking for bolt-on shocks. If you're looking for shocks like Keen or Fox, these are going to be right in the same price range, around $4,500, which puts them right on par with the other major companies. These shocks, it's a new company technically, but it's developed through Accutune, which has been tuning Fox and Keen shocks for years. If I had to guess, I'd say 15 years, but it's been a while. So they know what to look for in a shock. They know what the shortcomings are, and they've incorporated all of that into their own shock finally through the Ride Shock company. They also understand Broncos. They have their own Bronco, and when they did their shock tuning, their shock creation and design, they built it around the Bronco on a 37-inch tire. Again, it works for the 35s, but they've tuned it and designed it to work around the 37. So if you ever want to go up, you don't have to worry about changing to something else, which is phenomenal. It's not something a lot of other companies think about when they design shocks. The other thing they do is they drive their Bronco, they use it. They just didn't borrow and design the shock and then move on to the next build. They still have their Bronco, they're still using it, they're still having fun with it. They also, like I said, really developed that extension and compression to work with your stock CV angles so you don't overextend your CV angle, which is something big. A lot of people like to focus on the max travel they can get. Guys, when you're thinking about IFS and what to get, you shouldn't be stressed about the travel. And I say that because unless you're going long travel, there's not gonna be a big difference. On this thing, I think between all the different brands, I've done a lot of these videos, I've done a lot of studying, between all the different brands of shocks for the Bronco on the mid-travel setup, there's a difference of like 3/4 inches max between all the different companies. The thing that sets the shock companies apart is how they tune and how they develop and how they work around the CV angles. And the only company that's truly doing that I know of, everything all in one, is Ride. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you found it informative. Please go hit me up. You can drop a comment, go to my Instagram. It's the same name, popo_patty. I'll be happy to answer any questions. I filmed a lot of these Bronco suspension videos, and if I have to put like a number on like best, top thing, like Ride is up there in the top. It definitely is. It definitely beats Keen. It's just a phenomenal all-around Bronco-based shock from a great company that really believes in what they do, and they have fun doing it. So that's it, guys. Cool your ash, pack your trash. See you on the trails.